doesn't seem like they will rehost since the film saved to the recordings on the website. Civil reporting, we're okay. It's still a 6-on-6 in that regard. Fresh is even offering restart. I mean, this is some good sportsmanship by MGG. I mean, it's not going to win you games or a tournament, but they're at least trying to play fair. And that's even after having to start that first game with only 5 players against Civil 7. Albeit FOD did drop. Anyway, here we are, folks. Right now it's 13-4 in Civil's lead. And here we have Cracks on the Cloud Spine Stampede. So both teams will be trying to get their pigs into each other's goal zones. Civil starting out in the south, and MGG starting in the north. And looking at the strategies here, it seems like MGG getting quite a bit of thrall. They're going to max out their dwarves. You can expect those dwarves to be up on the battlements. Seems they've got a light amount of archers, light amount of bulls. They're maxing out the melee though. And like I said, quite a bit of thrall, and the warriors and Stygian knights are maxed out at 8. Civil returning that favor, but opting for no thrall here. 2 less dwarves and quite a bit more archers, maybe 1 or 2 less goals, but neither team getting journeymen or whites. And it seems like the teams will be at 100% for about a minute and a half, if not longer, as they slowly traverse across the map scouting out. El Destructo, interestingly enough, man, he's scouting out the other team, saying, notice the small percentages on the other team. When you look at what they got, it's one guy with 2 dwarves, one guy with 4 archers. Homer taking quite a bit of units, and in the previous game, he also took quite a bit of units for his team. Seems like for this game, he'll be holding on to the Stygians. He also has control over the majority of the warriors, while his teammates will be filling in with artillery, projectiles, and thrall on flag defense. Meanwhile, Civil Order moving out right away. They're not leaving anything on the defense. I mean, MGG is already setting up for the defense, interestingly enough, but maybe Civil's just looking to play on these outer hill areas. I'm not quite sure. But we got a scout goal going mid in control by Ace, and Nabtop's also scouting out the mid area along with Mr. Sweetie. And the Thrall are doing the circle formation, which you never really see in any of these Myth World Cup games. Formation is really only useful to dodge Mercridia Giant throws. Mercridia Giant specials throw explosive skulls at their enemies. And the circle is pretty effective at keeping your units spread out and, not collecting a lot of splash damage from being so close together. But anyway, since Civil's moving out and MGG is camping up, well, let's call him out here. We got El Destructo mid along with Stinger. And FOD and Mr. Sweetie are in the west. FOD in control of those pigs. Meanwhile, in the east, we got Ruiner in control of those pigs. Stinger kind of hanging out back here. He might end up moving up. I'm sure Civil's noticing MGG is likely on defense. And then they have instructing to kill scouts and proceed slowly, which is a good idea, man. You don't want anything to slip by that might wrap around and threaten your targets or open up a position for the enemy's targets to slip through. But with a 14-minute game and the pigs slow as molasses, it might be quite a while before anything sneaky can happen. And It's worthy to note that the teams will have plenty of time to react if they scout and understand what's going on. MGG, for example, scouting out the positions of the Stampede targets. They're noting 5 pigs in the southwest. And I'm gonna take a guess here. Ah, here they are. I was about to say, are Stampede units tradable? They really shouldn't be, because pigs should not be worth anything, but here's the other 10 civil pigs. And Ace and Elbane pointing that out. It's a slow crawl, folks. These archers on the low ground might be much more effective if they were up here. But let's see what's going on. Oh, we got another circle formation. LD doing a little dance, making a little love. He's about to get down tonight, folks. We'll just have to wait till Sybil feels comfortable pushing here, because it's pretty clear what roles the two teams are taking here. Sybil has the room to push as well. They have the room for mistakes. They are leading MGG by 9 points. And MGG just has to play it safe. They're kind of hoping Sybil loses their cool and pushes in early so they can clean that up and send their targets on their way. But after watching Sybil throughout this tournament, it's pretty obvious they will stay poised and patient, waiting for their opponents to move out. We'll see here, Elbane and Homer starting to move out. Elbane saying, let's leave the pigs, let's go mid, let's see what's up. And this entire mid force just coming through this tiny little valley. Combined total, that's 65% of MGG's units. They're gonna match up with LD and Stinger for a 65 on 47 matchup. So MGG should have the advantage here, albeit you see Ruiner might be coming in to help out mid, but they also have to push up this high ground. They really want to get a piece, and Stinger already taking advantage of that high ground, dropping a bomb on Elbane's melee. Archers here went a little bit too far, and I mean the range on Stinger on LT's archers is just immense. Ruiner, he's gonna move in to flank this mid force, and MGG trying to get some flame arrows up towards Stinger's dwarf, but it's all done, it seems, in desperation, as Sybil continues to control 100% of their units, and MGG has already lost 14%. In the northwest we got fought. I'll take a peek in a sec, just confirming that. All these archers are dead. I think Elbane might have walked to pick up a fire arrow, but he's going to lose all of his archers that way, and not a good decision, so to speak. See here, Egg's trying to get off some bounces, maybe hit Mr. Sweetie, but he's out of range safely. It seems Flawed has actually rejoined the middle. That is Mr. Sweetie up in the northwest. And Homer's force is gonna back off. Elbane going towards the west. Ruiner was taunting his team a couple seconds ago. Sorry, boys. No getting out today. The other team, I should say, rather. And it is the truth. Sybil had this on lockdown. However, in the east, it's quite open. Stinger will be able to move in and maybe harassing that if needed. But Homer's going to move out with his melee, and those pigs, they might be able to score those. If Sybil neglects a reaction, Runer moving slow and steady over here, keeping his pigs safe. Seems like he'll hole up in the high ground if Homer wants to push that. And moving the pigs around, they're just gonna be shot to pieces by the archers. So MGG already in trouble again, I reckon. And Elbane, 22% chasing 4%. It's a whole new meta, bros. Or I should say the old meta. Anyway, we got 5 minutes 30 seconds to go here. Ruiner gonna take some pot shots. Ace's goal in pursuit by Ananab Tilbs. It seems Ace's goal will be going down a combination of archers and Tilbs's goals. Elbane continuing to follow these faster units. Homer just turning himself right around. He's going to go back into the fort. So with some time to spare and MGG down 20%, I suppose it's a good time to bring up the scoring system. The scoring here a little different than in years later the Stampede scoring that was used. It's based upon the percentage of units scored in the end zone. So if you're able to put 20% of your units into the enemy end zone and score, you'll be awarded 3 points. So, you know, most you could get out of scoring pigs would be 15 points total. And the winner of the game is also awarded 5 points. Although I believe that scoring is for pigs scored. You have to have an advantage in pigs scored. It won't count by perm. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. In future Stampede games, you would have to score a specific amount of targets on most maps. Unless it was a map where you could trade for targets even. But I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It definitely makes more... I mean, it kind of, like, on a map where you can't trade for different amounts of Stampede units, it makes sense to use percentages, but on a map such as like desert, you can trade the wolves. You would definitely have to use a specific quantity of units into the end zone to score. Otherwise, you could definitely abuse it and just trade for one unit and score that, and there's your 100% of points right there. But that is not the case. And LD's 2 archers gonna go down to Derby Crash. Those are the first losses for Civil on this map, and we got 2:30 to go. So it's been 11 minutes and 30 seconds this slow grind. Homer and Elvane trying to make something happen here, but I think, I mean, if it's taking Civil 10 minutes, 12 minutes to get across the map, how are they gonna expect to score those pigs at the moment? It's just, they simply do not have enough time to even get close to the opponent's end zone at this point. And Homer will be pursuing Fod. And he might be chopped down here unless Fod can think of something. Meanwhile, Homer gonna try and push out Stinger, who's moved up from the rear guard, while El Destructo pushes mid. Well, we got the melee going down, and looks like Fod will... he might be able to pull away. Nope, all of this melee goes down. I was thinking the archers might stand a chance. If there was only low health warriors remaining, but they're just going to be chopped to pieces by Elvain. And Fod reassuring his team that they don't have time to score, even though these pigs finally do get by. But Civil's still got a 19% lead here. Ruiner hugging the battlement here. Dwarf does not have the type of range where it can just simply drop a Molotov off. And Civil able to micromanage these pigs around. They took out both dwarves here, and they're gonna score that one pig. And it looks like another one will get away as well. And I think that's how this game will end, folks. And the percents are all evened up now, but it's a little too late for MGG. I mean, Civil just losing a lot of their army trying to push the battlements, but it was effective in the sense that they ran the clock out. You know, by the time MGG has an opening to move, it's already too late for them. They're still 2 or 3 minutes away from getting close to Civil's end zone. And at the same time, they're able to get these 2 pigs in, which is going to secure the 5 points for the win. It's 3 points per 20% scored. And they must have rounded up here. Or what's the total number of pigs? I'm pretty sure it was 20 pigs total. On the website, it lists that Civil was awarded another 3 points here for scoring 20% of their pigs, but if that was the case, then there would have only been 10 pigs on the map. So it seems like there is a scoring error on the website here. 15, 16, 20 years too late. So officially, they do end the game scoring 8 points here. MGG not able to score anything. That's going to bring the score to Civil 21 points, MGG 4 points, and the final game is a 22-point maximum. So MGG still has the potential to come back and win with some flawless play, but they will definitely be put to the test. Let's go through the statistics here. NNF Tilps ending the game 1 kill, 11 losses, but he was the captain for his team. Not surprised with these ratios, especially on a light map. Meanwhile, El Destructo 19 kills, 127, 9 losses. He was pushing up this mid area, was able to take out 2 dwarves. Was able to score some pigs, like some really good play. He's going to have 9 losses, 127 damage to go with those 19 kills. Next up is Fod, 13 kills, 16 losses, 107 damage. He lost the battle over here in the west, but as you can see by the results of the game, he did win the war. Stinger, 10-0. What ratios, good sir. And he's also going to end up with 72 damage. I wonder if he even took damage here. It doesn't really look like it. But his dwarf doing all the work there. Picking up the stragglers of the MGG team. Next up, Ruiner, 3 and 5 with 26 damage. He had been pushing in the northeast, not too successfully. Held off by these dwarves, losing his archers in the process, but it was enough of a distraction where, you know, at least this dwarf isn't over there covering mid. And Darby Crash's dwarf also had to pay quite a bit of attention to that northeastern civil force for at least long enough for LD to push through mid. And last but not least, we got Mr. Sweetie, 1-0 with 5 damage. A nice complementary effect to the victory. He also had quite a small number of units on this map. But played effectively. I mean, at one point his 4% had 30% following him, and sometimes that's exactly what you need as a distraction. So let's total losses for Civil, I'm gonna imagine it's 39, and it seems like they got 40 kills on the map. 346 damage total, so they're gonna get out damaged by 20, but they're ahead in kills by 8. And let's hop down to MGG. Let's call them 39 and 47 here, with 368 damage. Captain Homer, not faring too well at all. He's gonna have the worst ratios of the game, going 1 and 19, only able to manage 14 damage. And if you recall, he did have about 30% of his team's units, so that lack of efficiency really hurting his team. Wonder if they had more time in games playing together, if he would end up being the captain in these scenarios, or if another player would be stepping up. But and all these players are pretty good natured and down to follow Homer into death, it seems. And although I don't want to take away any credit for Homer and MGG getting this far in the tournament thus far, but these last 2 games he's taken so many units, and it just feels like he's hurting his team each time it's happening. Either he's not able to correctly inform his teammates what to do, or just can't manage that amount of units. And with the era of ball mouses in effect, like physical balls in the mouse, not the flashy lasers you might use today, can definitely be quite difficult to micromanage your units properly. But anyway, continuing with the MGG stats here, we got El Bane. He's going 9 and 16 with 80 damage. Fresh 8 and 0, 51 damage. Egg 8 and 1 with 83 damage. And Derby Crash 7 and 3, 65 damage. And Ace 6 and 8, 72 damage. So as you can see, even though a lot of these players had smaller percents, they're able to get quite a bit of damage here and kills, filling in the supporting roles, albeit they were in control of a high ground and effectively just blasting away at the civil units. It's just unfortunate that civil was able to get through their units in the end. Get their units through in the end. A little bit more micromanagement from these dwarves might have been an effective way to do it. You can see here, this dwarf didn't die in the fire. Some flame arrows were shot up there, but this area cannot be burned twice. That area can only light on fire once, so it was a pretty safe place for a dwarf. But it is what it is. It was interesting to watch this crack stampede. Haven't seen this specific map and game type played in quite a while. And 14 minutes. It was a slow crawl of death, but it's going to end up in Civil's victory. The game ends 8 and 0. We are moving on to game 3 here. As I brought up, the max for the next game is 22 points. So if MGG comes out strong on Venice captures with the allies activated, they could pull away with the victory. But right now, Civil comfortable in control of the match, constantly making better decisions and adjustment, and taking advantage of MGG's slow reactions. But it is what it is, and we're gonna move forward here. So Civil Order winning, cracked on the Cloud Spine Stampede. Let's see if MGG can come back in game 3.